The angel of death is coming to visit these people. These people are going down. These people who control the world think that they are pharaohs, the present day pharaohs. Soon you shall never see again.
You know, we have to get rid of the evil, and then I think Americans and the world people are generally good, but we have to get rid of this evil crew that's this mafia. This
socialist agenda.
I think the religiosity of what she's saying here is part of the problem, right? Is that it drives this weird fervor, this otherizing of people, not systems, and the people who actually hold the power, right? Like, there are people with disproportionate power, some of them elected, some of them not, who have an ability to just change people's lives like this with the wave of a pen. The religiosity of what she's saying, I think, is difficult because that's how people get engaged. They get obsessed with these teams and these terms and these, beliefs.
And this is a war between good and evil. That means God and the devil, as you understand the devil and as you understand God. But there is a spiritual aspect to this, as Q says.
Thank you.
This thing is biblical.
Thank you.
They get obsessed with those, and it ends up driving a person's ability to show up to a rally. Like, how many of you watching right now would get up out of your crib to show up to some rally? You know what I mean? Knowing you got work in the morning, you got stuff to do with your kids, recitals, sports events, all of that. People ain't got time for this. But the kind of thing that drives people to want to do this is religious stuff. And I sometimes wonder, how do we get people galvanized enough to want to do that? To have the drive to do that without the toxicity of what comes with it, right? Where you become susceptible to silly-ass online conspiracies and bigotry and stuff like that. And I think that's our job, honestly, as people on the left, is to figure out how to animate that type of energy and focus it, in a way where, this woman understands that there's an evil out there. There's a problem out there. But she just doesn't know how to harness it and focus it at the right people. And I think our job on the left is to come up with a way, put our collective minds together in a way that convinces people to have that fervor and point it at the right people.
Because there really is going to be some redistribution of wealth because they stole our wealth. So there is going to be some
there should be a redistribution of wealth.
There is going to be, yeah. There is.
Once we get rid of these communists, we can have a redistribution of wealth.
I think I would call them Satanists rather than communists.
I just absolutely love that clip right there because it shows you that when you take away the names and the labels and the teams and the sides and all of that, people generally want the same thing and have an intuitive understanding that there is an other. There are people who are getting over and who are taking advantage. Oftentimes they get distracted to think that it's the gays, the blacks, the Mexicans, whoever. They get distracted from that message, but they intuitively understand that there are people getting way more out of this than the rest of us are, and it's undeserved. And, this woman, I understand the stupid theys and the evil, and that's problematic, but she's halfway there. She's just this close. And, it goes to show you that these talking points that we label as communist or socialist or materialist or whatever are universal themes. No matter what the background, what the religious race or creed, like, people have an intuitive understanding that some people are getting way too much out of our system than is deserved. If this woman wasn't holding a Trump 1 where the O was a Q because of QAnon, I think it'd be a lot less jarring. But what she's saying fundamentally and agreeing with this brother's message of the universal appeal of socialism, communism, whatever, materialism, it's fantastic.